Hello my lovelies, so this is Lizzie from Love from Lizzie, and today I'm bringing you the September 2019 Super Card Kit. This is the unboxing video where I'm going to run through all the prettiness that is the kit this month. But before I go ahead and do that, I'm just going to do a quick run through because we've had quite a lot of questions via email and in our Facebook group recently about how our system works. So I'm going to give you a quick overview. Nearly 3 years ago in September the 2nd is our birthday, I started Love from Lizzie, and it was just selling a few different little products. It was sort of like a hobby idea. I had a job and a little boy, a little 2-year-old, and I wanted to just do something a little bit different with my evenings because I really enjoyed YouTubing and people were asking where I was getting things, so I set up my little shop. And then whilst I was actually away having a little break in Ireland, in Dublin with my mum, and I was waiting for one of my kits to turn up because I have always been a kit lover. I ordered them from the States a lot, and they were getting held up at customs, they were always late, and because I liked to YouTube with my kits, I was gutted. And then I sort of said to my mum, oh my gosh, I wish we had a card kit in the UK because then we'd get them nice and quick. And she sort of gave me a sideways look and she said, well, Lizzie, and I said, oh my gosh, I should do my own. And so obviously herein the Love from Lizzie kit was born. And it only feels like last month that I was sitting there putting together that first kit. So obviously we're quite a long way down the road now. And the way that my subscription works is, if you're new to me, you buy a subscription which is your first and your last kit. So you will receive, that's the shipping for each of those parcels as well. So when you subscribe, that subscription pays for your kit, and it will say on the subscription which kit will be your first one. If you order today, you will receive the September Super Kit as the first kit of your subscription. And then each month I will either send you an invoice, or you can get your credit card details to us and we will just bill you automatically so that you don't have to worry about it. And then if at any point you say thank you, but I've had enough of the kits for now, you get in touch with us and then we will no longer charge you or send you invoices, and we will send you your last kit. So we are a small company and we do this to sort of like factor how many kits we need to have. It works for us. And as part of sort of a benefit of being a subscriber, you get free add-on shipping. So once you've paid your subscription, and if you're in the US, each month it's $35.50, which on today's exchange rate, so please don't quote me on this, is $43 a month. But that includes your kit and your shipping and anything else that you want to add from the shop. As long as you are logged into your account, we make you VIP customers, so you get free shipping, and then that will just get popped into your kit box, and once a month is like having Christmas. But after I'd done my first year, I thought, you know what, it's the Love from Lizzie birthday, and it's the subscribers that allow me to do this because we know how many kits to order, so I wanted to give something back to the subscribers. So I came up with the concept of having a super kit. So each month, if you're a subscriber, your kit costs £22, and of that £22 I budget a portion to spend on the product. Now when it comes to the September Super Kit, I get that budget and I don't just sort of like make it big, I just sort of like completely get rid of it, and I just start playing and I put together what I think would be a really nice kit and what would be great products together. So this is my way of saying thank you to my subscribers. And so the last 2 years, last year I did my Happy Haunting, the little lash ladies, and that was very well received. It sold out far too quickly, and I was scrabbling around trying to get more, and it was interesting. And this year I have gone for a very different kind of kits because I want to mix it up. I like to always try to make things different for you, and I've got a lovely kit. But this kit has got a retail value of £92, which is on today's exchange rate, about 110 US dollars, I suppose. And if you're subscribed, it's only going to cost you £22. So you're getting a lot of value. As long as you like the product, it's going to be, you know, you get a lot of product for your money. And if you are not a subscriber and you're buying the kit as a standalone, for this month only, instead of the kits being £25, they are £30. But that is, again, still less than a third of the retail value of it. So, okay, that's enough talking about that. I am going to show you what is in the kit. And as ever, there is an embellishment bag and an A4 bag. And this is what you will receive if you get one of my white boxes of happiness. This is what's going to come in it. So I'm going to put the embellishment bag to one side. Excuse me. And I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to start in the same way as I always do. I'm going to start with the cardstock first to sort of set the colour tone. And I have been sneak peeking away over on Instagram, so hopefully you should have an idea of some of the things that are going to be coming. But cardstock, there are 5 sheets. I always put 5 sheets in because I make 10 cards from my kits. So we've got this really lovely warm orange, a very soft creamy yellow. We have a white, which is alcohol marker friendly, and I know some people like to switch this out for just standard white in their stash, so that they can keep this one for when they actually want to use their alcohol markers, or the zigs work very well on this, like the clean colour real brush markers. That's such a mouthful. And we've got a lovely navy and we've got a burgundy as well. So they're the 5 sheets of cardstock. Also in this same size, which is American letter, 8.5 by 11, we have got a sheet of gold foiled vellum. So it's got some really lovely berries and blooms, and I'm not quite sure if my camera will pick it up, but there are some sort of like splatter details in the background, but I think that's very, very pretty. And I love a bit of shine, and it's sort of offset from a background pattern, so it's very, very pretty. And then this was actually one of the sneak peeks. So I've made up some sticker sheets. Now you get 3 sheets and they're alphabets, and they are all clear. So you can peel them up and you can lay them over the top of anything that you like, but the printing is thick. So if you lay it over like a darker colour, it won't get lost. So you've got the whole alphabet with these different blooms, and some have got like these sort of frames and some splatters. And then at the end, you've got lots of ampersands. What I was thinking about with this sticker set was that it would make for really nice like anniversary cards or wedding cards, you know. So for example, on my design team I have Laura, and so she would have L and D, and then just decorate the card around it. So this was kind of my thinking. I'm sure there are going to be some really, really interesting ways that these get used, and I really look forward to seeing what everybody does with them. But you get 3 sheets of those. And then next up, I'm going to show you the patterned papers. So they are 6 by 6, single-sided, and there's 20 sheets, 5 of which are per lesson. And this is Warm Thanks. This kit is called the Warm Thanks kit. And I'll pop those out from in here. So you obviously have your front sheet, and if you like to make sort of stripy bits, you can always utilise some of that as well. And so this is the first 5 sheets are the pearlescent sheets. Not sure if my camera wants to play ball, but it's got a very slight, almost like a gold sheen, but ever so gentle. And these are sort of like watercolour splotches. It's really lovely palette. And this one I love. It looks like they've been sort of heat embossed. They haven't, but the texture that you can see from this paper, even in real life, is brilliant. Now this is the berries, which is the same as the vellum. It's on a different scale, so you could use those together. They'd work really nicely. Now this looks like a canvas. They're brilliant because they look so textured, but they're actually super smooth to make it easy for stamping on, or whatever it is, or running through your die cutting machine. We've got like a damask. This is sort of like a distressed canvas. It looks very like worn and weathered. And then here you've got some more like watercolour. Again, these are all sort of for building for all of the icons that you're going to get within the kit. Again, it will make sense as I go. So that's almost got like a tree watercoloured into it. This has got some sort of old words, and there's a statue of a lady, and some script there. And again, this is almost like quite mixed media-esque, all super smooth, with some text. Then there's sort of like a mandala there, and then some crackling. And again, all in different sort of tones that are very neutral and warm. This is the warm thanks after all. And this is almost like a stamp with a postmark on it, but you can't quite make anything out, so it's not going to take away from what it is that you put at the front. I love this one. It looks like a wallpaper. It looks like heavily embossed, and then it's just got this sort of like rustic staining. It's like the debossed version of this appearance in the purple. And then we have some scripts, and there we go. Those are the 20 sheets of patterned paper. Next up we have the peel-offs, and I've popped pinstripes in this month. It's another new colour to us. So it's like it wants to be pink, but it's not, because it's like a lilac. It's very, very soft. It's a lovely colour. You get those as well. Where to go next? Okay, so I'm going to show you the stamp set. So this is the stamp set, and this is 4 by 8 inches. So the usual size stamp set in the kit is half of that, so you're getting double the stamp set. And this is the warm thanks, and you've got this lovely big bloom, which I did actually sneak over on Instagram, and then you've got the berries, which appear in some of the papers and some of the different designs, some leaves, a bigger sprig of leaves, and then we've got many thanks, so grateful for you, and warm thanks. And then we've got these splotches. Now they don't look like anything when they're like this, but when you stamp that down and you lay a sentiment over the top of it, or a bloom perhaps, they look fantastic. So to go with this stamp set, we've done coordinating dies. So every icon, so ignore the 3 sentiments, but everything else there is a coordinating die cut for. And something that I'm very childishly excited about is like on this one, for example, the berries, I've kept the little pieces that are in between the branches. They're all going to get cut out as well, and it's the same with the leaves as well. All of these sort of little nooks and cranny pieces will all be cut away as well. So I'm really excited to play with this set, and all the brush strokes as well. So you can stamp them and cut them and layer them and position them, and so you get those. You also get a sentiments die set, and you have warm thanks, many thanks, and just a note. So I wanted to add something else in that was more than like a thank you. It's because these are thank you card sentiments. So obviously warm thanks and many thanks, they make sense, but the just a note I thought could lend itself into more different cards. Now this is a piece of watercolour cardstock. It's really nice and thin, so it's not heavy. It's not going to add extra bulk and weight. that will make more sense in a little while. You do of course have your watercolour brush strokes as well, so we'll pop that there. And the final thing that's in the A4 are some frames. So let's open these guys up. Okay. So there are 11 frames in this pack, and they're all lovely and thick, and they're lovely and big as well. Let me just use a card bank. Here we go. So that's a card base. So you've got this lovely big spray. You could die cut your sentiments and pop a few little embellishments on there, and you've almost got a ready-made card. These are designed to be able to make some super quick and simple cards. And of course the orientation is down to you. You can play and twist and do as you please. And I know that we also have quite a few scrapbookers now that take the kit to make their layouts with. So these frames are a nice size for that as well. But I mean, some of these are, this is the same image as, oh, let me just put it back on camera. So here, so everything matches in and ties together beautifully. I'm very, very, very happy with this kit. So again, you get to decide which way you want things, or if you wanted to even do landscape cards, they would work. And they are just different frames with different sort of sprigs, and they are printed onto this white, very smooth cardstock, and it's got a really good thickness to it. And I'll be here all day showing you all of these, sorry. But they're all different, and they're all so pretty. Like some have got this like the outline as if they've been stamped, and watercoloured, and others are completely watercoloured. Some are in this very dark colour, and some are in more of like a, it's not a rose gold because it's too dark, but it's a very shiny looking idea. So here we go, 2 left. And these colours, this sort of like blueberries in amongst the yellows and the reds and these tones, they're magic. So there we go. That is your frames, and they come in the big bag, the A4 bag, because they were too big for my embellishment bag. So the embellishment bag, and I know it's a silly thing, but even the bag matches. I had the bags made specially this time around, and they're paper, so you can recycle them, or you can open them up. If you're careful and split it along the seams, it does open out into one lovely big continuous piece of the pattern paper. So let's start off with the bulky, and that is the Perfect Plum Embossing Powder. So it's a really, really beautiful purple that shines. It's very similar to this sort of colour. And here is the Perfect Plum Embossing Powder all heated up. I'm hoping you can see the gloss on that. So this hasn't got any sort of like iridescence to it. It's not got sort of like that multiple colour that some embossing powders have. It is a very, very smooth. So this is just like a block stamp just to show the shine. And this is the sentiment from the stamp set, many thanks. So as you can see, the colour palette is perfect. Let's find a smaller one just to give you a better idea. So many thanks, and it goes in there wonderfully, and it matches in with all the colour tones. So this is the embossing powder, Perfect Plum. I'll just pop that back here so that you can see how that looks. Okay, and then next in the embellishment bag, we have got another sneak, which you will have seen, and this is the Warm Thanks sequin mix, and it is lots of different shapes and sizes of gold, and it's also got these really lovely plummy purple little flowers in. I'm hoping you can see those there. But you get that. You will also get another sneak. A few sneaks came out of the embellishment bag this month. And this is a new to me product. This is Winsor & Newton Cotman Watercolour. It's the Love from Lizi Warm Thanks palette. So this kit is the Warm Thanks, and there are 6 different colours. You've got, oh gosh, now I'm going to test myself. Dioxine Violets, Purple Lake, Yellow Ochre, Indian Red, Hooker's Dark Green and Sap Green. So these are colours that should really colour up the stamp sets really nicely. You'll be able to make your own washes as well, similar to those you see in the pattern paper, and that's why you've got the piece of watercolour cardstock. Now, I am no watercolourist. Please don't be expecting me to have any absolutely wonderful and amazing techniques. I'm very new to it, so you're very welcome to learn along with me, and I just want to see what the reaction is if people that subscribe to my kits enjoy watercolouring, if they want to see that more and more going forward, then we're very interested to know. We've also got another sneak, and that's the glitter dots, and I was a little bit sneaky because I asked people what colour palettes they thought we were going to be working with when I showed this sneak, and of course these are quite bright colours when you're looking at the rest of the palette, but I wanted something that would pop and accent away from sort of the very soft and muted tones. So that is the glitter dots. They come in 5 different, five different colours. We've got pink, this is sort of like a taupey brown colour, this is a dark purple, green and yellow, and it's got this iridescent glitter within them. We have also got ribbon. So we've got satin ribbon. They are 10mm in width each. You get 1 metre of each colour, and again they all work within the colours of the kit. And last but by no means least in this bag, we have the ephemera. So not only am I popping the frames in there for you, but there are also 30 pieces of ephemera, and these are 30 different, they're all different little pieces and they're collections of flowers. Some are smaller and some are larger. They've got these variety of hydrangeas, and there's some maple leaves in there, carnations I believe. I'm not a botanist, I'm afraid, so I am not quite sure what all the correct names are, but they're ever so pretty. And they're these little sprigs that will work wonderfully as an accent around a sentiment, or they work lovely when they're laid over the top of sort of like the stamp swashes. But as you can see, they're all in a very similar colour palette. Everything in this kit I've put together to work hand in hand with one another. So I'm just sort of running through these so that you get an idea of what's coming. But there is a lot of them, and I think they're all very pretty. And so this kit has got sort of like, it's got multiple uses. It can be used as a very simple kit. You can use the frames with some pattern papers and the stickers. Alternatively, you can do watercolouring with it, so you can get as involved and spend as much time on cards as you like, or you can keep them super simple. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what everybody makes with this and how they find this style of kit, because this is the first time I've manufactured a kit that isn't super cutesy. So I'll be very interested to see how you all find it and what your take is. If you can let me know what you think, what's your favourite bit, what you would like to see again, what you'd like to see more of, I'll be very interested. Thank you very much for sticking with me until the end. I will be releasing the release video, which has got all of the add-on products that we're releasing alongside the kit, and there's also going to be the recommended products. So I'm going to do a run through so that people that have been subscribed to me for quite some time, I'm going to give them a list of all the products that they may have from previous kits or previous add-on orders, things that they can pull out to have laid out on their desks around them when they start working, and just recommendations for what you can do with this lovely kit. Anyway, until then, happy paper crafting. Thanks.